What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button. Be a part of the biggest and best daily baseball show on YouTube. And now, without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Kodai Senga, who had 7 Ks in 5 innings. The bad news, he also gave up 5 runs. Although between us, the good news is he also helped me win my K-prop parlay yesterday. Senga had this wicked curveball and these filthy ghost forks. And you can see in this slow-mo the spin axis of that ghost fork that helps it drop. Obviously not a great outing from Senga, but he did give up 4 runs in the first inning and then settled down after. Brady Singer had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up only 1 run, and had these 2-seamers and sliders. I think I can help you with this Senga-Singer dilemma. Sorry, I'm channeling Step Brothers.
I think I might be able to help with the Pan-Pam dilemma.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Alex Cobb had 3 Ks in 7 1/3 innings and had this splitter and backdoor painted 2-seamer. He battled Tommy Henry, who had 2 Ks in 6 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had this pretty curveball. Darvish had 7 strikeouts in 6 innings, giving up 2 runs. It had a combination of sweepers, splitters, and painted fastballs. And Darvish is a master at mixing up his pitches. Here's an 82-mile-an-hour slider with an 81-mile-an-hour hard curveball, and you can see the different shapes of these, and they have almost the same velocity. And then here's Darvish throwing a traditional slider and then a sweeper. Both of them have the same velocity, but you can see the 2 different shapes of these pitches. The slider only has 3 inches of horizontal break, and that sweeper, 12 inches. So as a hitter, you see slider spin and the same velocity, and you're not sure what direction they're going to go. How tough is that as a hitter? This also shows you why you need a slider and sweeper designation, because these 2 pitches are both technically sliders, but the sweeper moves a lot more horizontally while the slider moves down. And then here's an overlay of Darvish's cutter and 2-seamer, and you can see how those start out in the same tunnel and then head off in 2 different directions. And then finally, here's an overlay of Darvish's cutter and his sweeper. You see the cutter ends up just off the plate, and then he starts that sweeper inside the cutter, basically down the middle of the plate. And as a hitter, you're thinking he's trying to get you with a cutter again, and it ends up sweeping off the plate and you run out of bat. Darvish is a pitching artist, and here's part of my interview with him when he talks about making multiple pitches out of the same pitch type, both with his slider and with his cutter.
Normal slider. Like this. Then spike slider is this.
So why did you add the spike slider versus the normal slider?
Yeah, だからその
I got the hint actually from Shane Bieber's curveball. I was trying to throw the Shane Bieber spike curveball, but it wasn't really resonating into me as much as I wanted to. And I thought that maybe I can use this as on my slider. And then as I was throwing that pitch in a game against the White Sox, the hitters were starting to swing and miss on that. So that's when I said, yes, I can go ahead and use this pitch.
Which one? A hard one?
Yeah, I forgot. I have to be more specific because you have so many pitches. I'm sorry.
Hard one is the same as fastball, 4-seam.
So what do? Release it off a different finger?
Try not to fully extend the middle finger. Like, think of it, when I throw it, I think of it as someone that I can't fully extend the middle finger.
That one, like a small slider.
Yeah, I got it.
It's like this.
And what do you do differently on that?
これはね、リリースの瞬間に、ここのシーム崖だと思って、崖に捕まる感じ。
Okay, so the image that I have when I throw this is like the seam, it's like holding onto a cliff. Like you're almost using those 2 fingers, you're holding onto a cliff and not trying to let go.
I've never heard it described that way. That's interesting.
So you can change the speed in this thumb. When I put here, it's going to be a 90, 91. When I put here, 82 to 85, and then 87, 88. Then when you move this way, the ball moves more that way. When I top of a ball goes that way. So you can change the speed and like whatever I want.
Darvish battled Bailey Ober, who had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, and had these painted fastballs, this elevated fastball, and these changeups. Drew Rasmussen was almost flawless yesterday, with 7 strikeouts in 7 innings, giving up only 2 hits, no runs, and no walks. He kept Yankees hitters off balance with his mix of cutters, sweepers, and fastballs up to 98 miles an hour. Here's an overlay of Rasmussen's sweeper and fastball, and you can see he even throws them out of 2 different arm slots, but it's still very hard for a hitter to pick that up. And that sweeper disappears. And here's an overlay of his elevated fastball and two-seamer. And though both of these are fastballs, you can see how they head off in different directions. Rasmussen outdueled Domingo Germán, who had 3 Ks in 5 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run, and had these dirty curveballs. Luis Medina had 3 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 3 runs, had these overpowering fastballs, this nasty curveball, and wicked slider. But he was outdueled by yesterday's filthiest starting pitcher of the day, Nate Evaldi. Evaldi had 12 Ks in 8 2/3 innings, giving up only 2 hits and no runs. An inch from throwing a shutout. He now has a career-best 28 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings. And he was totally brilliant yesterday with his mix of cutters, painted fastballs up to 98 miles an hour, and really, look at this command. Just painting over and over. And then he mixed in some absolutely disgusting splitters, getting 12 whiffs on his splitter in only 23 swings. I also really love what Evaldi does with respect to messing with timing. Here are 2 splitters with the exact same velocity, but he turns them into 2 different pitches by introducing a leg hang into his mechanics on the second one. That little pause messes with the hitter's timing and basically creates 2 pitches out of 1 pitch. Yes, they're both splitters and they both have the same velocity and the same shape, but they're really 2 different pitches because they come out of 2 different windups. Brilliant stuff from Nate Eovaldi. Now onto my filthiest relievers. Emilio Pagan had this cutter. Joe Kelly had this wicked two-seamer. Kevin Herget had these dirty changeups. Lucas Sims had these 6 sliders. And here's an overlay of Lucas Sims' fastball, which gets a foul, and then a slider he throws right after that. And you can see as a hitter, you think you're getting a fastball, but if you get that slider, you're gonna whiff. And my filthiest reliever from yesterday was Camilo Doval with these wicked sliders. And here's a home plate view of a 90-mile-an-hour slider. Man, hitting is tough. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. It's Jose Siri with blow pops in his hair. Hey Siri, where do you hide your extra blow pops?
Okay, I found this on the web for where do you hide your extra blow pops. Check it out.
You could tell the Rays were bored during this game because they even created a hair nest out of a baseball. Rumors have it, this is how Mark the Bird Fidrich was born. What is up, everybody? Today is another great day. It's a Pitching Ninja Profit Boost Token Day for FanDuel. FanDuel is giving a 30% profit boost on any MLB straight bet. I'm going to use mine, pick Spencer Strider, and have the most strikeouts of the day in the Daily Strikeout Leader Special. The Daily Strikeout Leader Special is awesome. It's almost like they designed a bet aimed strictly at Pitching Ninja. This is fantastic. What would your picks of the day be?